Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the Sledgehammer Fight Show. We have a world exclusive fight preview and interviews with Queensland and Australian hero Michael Tomahawk Thompson. He goes all the way to Las Vegas to fight the Soul Assassin, the American superstar Kevin Ross at Las Vegas, where two nations collide. And introducing first to my left, we have Michael Tomahawk Thompson. Michael, thank you for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you taking your time out.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
And all the way from the USA, we have the American superstar, Kevin Ross. First off, Kevin, I can't thank you enough for taking your time out to help us today. It's really great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
It's great. Kevin, you're just 5 days removed from another big knockout win in Las Vegas over the tough, unbeaten New Yorker, Chris Messeri.
Yeah, it was a good fight. You know, I'm happy to come out of that without any injuries. That way I can go right into this next huge one with Michael.
This fight has got to be one of the biggest of your career. I know it's the biggest of Michael's career here. On American Independence Day, you two get it on at the Palm Casino Resort.
Yeah, you know, it just kind of all worked out that way, you know, with this huge fight and then it being July 4th and everything and us being the main event. You know, it's going to be a great show. Yeah,
before I saw the posters and the previews of it, it's looking fantastic. I've got young Michael here, and Michael, this will be a pretty exciting moment for you too. Like myself and a lot of Queensland and Brisbane fighters, we were fighting in pubs and all that. All of a sudden, you get to fight the very best America has to offer, the main event at Las Vegas. I don't think it gets any better than that.
No, it doesn't really at all. You know, to have that opportunity to fight Kevin, you know, as the American superstar, you know, it's just a credit to how far I've come in the sport, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a great matchup. Kevin, both of you boys have really exciting styles. I know you can't divulge what your plans are, but have you sort of picked out a few things in Michael's strengths and weaknesses that you want to exploit, or at least work on for the fight?
You know, I think we have a real similar style. I mean, we both like to go forward and throw a lot of hands, and you know, I think it's just going to be like a train wreck. You know, it's just going at each other. You know, I don't think it's going to be anything fancy, just an all-out war, and I think it's going to be a great one for us and for the fans too.
I think it will be too. Just the level of fitness that the pair of you boys attain is unreal.
Yeah.
And Michael, I suppose you're not going to divulge too many plans with Kevin in front of me here either.
No, definitely not. Like pretty much what Kevin said, it's going to be a real tough fight. No one's going to move back if we can, and we're just going to be moving forward and plenty of punching and kicking and, you know, fighting.
Kevin, I did watch one of your videos you put on before your last fight. You're at a new full-time gym now. How's that going for you?
Oh, it's great, man. You know, having this gym out here to train out of and teach out of, and it's great.
Yeah, a lot of us had different reasons for getting into the fight game. Did you just watch particular fighters or have friends who were fighters and you wanted to join in with them?
You know, ever since I was younger, I watched a lot of boxing and stuff and martial arts movies. But no, none of my friends or anybody I knew was into fighting. Actually, everyone was pretty surprised when they found out it was something I wanted to do.
Oh, true. Well, it certainly worked out well for you.
Yeah, it's been all right.
Kevin, you've had, what, 39 fights now, is that right?
Including my amateur fights, I've had 54.
Geez, that's good experience. I think Michael's, you're up to 51, aren't you?
Yeah, including my amateur fights as well.
Oh, that's great. Geez, you can't get a much more even matchup than that. This is going to be huge exposure for Michael in the States, but oddly enough, you probably don't know, but you're quite well known in Australia because your fights have come over on cable. Because we get, we get ESPN and Fox Sports here. So a lot of guys have seen you, and you've actually probably got more fans than what you know over here. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's always handy. But who knows, maybe if things work out well in the States, we might see Kevin Ross in Australia one day. Yeah,
you know, I've actually, I've been trying to get over there for a few years, but, you know, with scheduling and everything, just nothing's ever really worked out. But that's one of the few places I really still want to fight.
With a powerful right hand and knocks that day out.
Yeah, there's a multitude of guys here your weight, so it's just up to our promoters, and a few of them do watch this show. So hopefully something can work out in the future for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Michael, fighting a superstar like Kevin, just say if things go the way that you want and you win, how do you think this is going to affect your career and where it can take you?
Well, it's already lining up to be a really big fight, so promoters and other fans of Kevin and mine are going to be watching this fight, so a lot of people are going to see it, and I just think it's going to open up doors for both me and Kevin, really. So
that would be the end result, because no matter who emerges victorious, I get the feeling myself that Muay Thai is going to be the big winner out of this, and hopefully raise the profile in both countries.
For sure.
One thing I did notice with a lot of your videos, Kevin, you're not the sort of person who is in there just for the personal glories. I see how you like helping other people, and you use yourself as an inspiration for them.
You know, I think that's what this sport and is all about. You know, helping other people out and inspiring other people, and being able to see the stuff I've been able to do throughout my career just makes me want to do it that much more, and you know, give as much back as I can.
Yeah, well, you've been at the top for a long time in the USA, and like I said, you're one of the very few American fighters who are well known in Australia. Like, this hasn't happened probably since the 1980s when Dennis Alexio and Sugarfoot Cunningham was going around. So no, that's how long it's been. And Alexio got his leg broken in 7 seconds when he came out. I'm sure the same's not going to happen to you, but it must be good just to know that your name's getting out there worldwide. Yeah,
it's great, man. You know, it's this whole experience of fighting and, you know, getting a name and everything, it's been very surreal. Even today, it's still it's very odd for me that people know who I am, and you know, people ask me for my autograph and pictures and stuff. It's strange to me because I just feel like anybody else.
Yeah, you still come across, I think, as the same person you would have been when you first started.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, well, that's why no one likes big heads, I guess, either. No, but that's great.
This program's brought to you by Outfox, with hundreds of free channels covering sports, entertainment, news and more. All at outfox.tv.
Yeah, and Michael, so you're in the same boat. You're a very quietly spoken person. And how do you find it over here? Because you'd have people chasing you for autographs and photos and that too.
Yeah, it's exactly this. I feel exactly the same as Kevin. You know, I just feel like an ordinary person. I'm just, you know, slightly better at what I do in the ring, and that's all it is, you know, so it's a trip, but it's cool.
Being on your home turf and fighting on American Independence Day with your big fight experience, you probably go in as a heavy favourite. Do you find that might put any additional pressure on you at all, or is it at the stage where you just turn up for another fight and you're going to be the same regardless?
You know, I mean, I always go into all my fights with the mindset that I'm the underdog. You know, I go in there to always prove something regardless of what it says on paper, who might be the favorite or not. You know, I put more pressure on myself than anybody else could, so I always think about myself as the underdog going in there.
It's a good attitude to have. Just the cocky fighters are always the ones who seem to come unstuck, I feel.
Yeah.
And Michael, how do you feel? You know, you'll definitely go in as the underdog, and probably with 2 or 3 friends in the crowd. And I'm not trying to intimidate you, but I'm assuming Kevin's going to have about 20,000 behind him. How does that make? I suppose you're going with the underdog mentality too.
Well, I don't know about 3. I've got about 8 people coming out, so look out, Kevin.
Yeah, they're a pretty tough 8, Kevin, I'll tell you.
You know, like Kevin said, you know, it's always good being an underdog. It takes the pressure off yourself, you know. All the big guys in the sport that got something to prove, you know, they always end up not doing as well, and they put too much pressure on themselves that way. So I like sort of having that slight chance that I'm not coming out, because it always makes me fight harder.
Yeah, that it does. Yeah. Kevin, I suppose, have you got any sort of predictions for the fight, or are you just happy enough to take it as it comes?
Man, I know it's going to be a great fight. You know, it's going to be a great fight for the fans, and you know, this is a matchup I've been waiting for a long time. You know, someone that has that same kind of style that I have, that I'm not going to have to chase around the ring or anything, and we're just going to be trading, you know. And it's been a long time since I've been excited for a matchup, you know, and this is, I'm just so happy this fight's happening.
Yeah, so just quietly, so are we in Australia. We just think it's an incredible opportunity and an incredible fight for the Perriers. Michael, you've been in the same boat. Have you got any predictions how you think it might go, or you just take it as it comes?
Well, I mean, both of us are training to win the fight, you know, so that's pretty much it, I guess. You know, no one ever trains to lose, and I'm not training to lose, and neither is Kevin, so it's just going to be a war.
Yeah, something tells me I think it's going to enhance both of your careers in the long run, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin, I suppose you'll be training hard at the gym, and your sponsors will be looking after you once again for this fight.
Yeah, you know, I've been really fortunate to have a great gym with CSA and my sponsors, Triumph United and Action Pro Gear. Muay Thai Addicts and K Hero and all those guys. I've just been very fortunate to be a part of their companies and stuff, and I just want to thank them and thank all the fans in Australia and everywhere that support me and support the sport.
Yeah, you certainly do have an army of fans in the USA, and believe me, you have a growing number of fans here too. So it's really, really good of you to do that. I suppose you're in the same boat, Michael. You've got plenty of sponsors who are helping you out?
Yeah, I've got a couple, mainly Punish Fight Gear and Nutrition, and all the guys at Iron Fist Muay Thai in Brisbane. You know, they helping me get ready for this fight, and they've had my back forever. So, yeah, I appreciate all the help from them guys.
Yeah. Once again, Kevin, just on behalf of Australia, Michael and myself, we really appreciate what you've done helping us to put this show together and coming on there. I remember when we first rang you up, even though you didn't know who any of us were, you were still nice enough to come and help us. And I think it's important that your fans know that you do that for people.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
No, thank you very much. And Michael, thank you for coming on too. This is going to be a great interview, and it's going to be even a lot better fight. It's just going to be
for sure.
Unreal. It's probably the most hyped fight we've had in Queensland or Australia in many a long year.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, Kevin, thanks very much again. It's really great having you on. Great talking to you face to face, so to speak, rather than on Facebook too, for a change.
Yeah, sure, man.
Oh, good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much. I'll see you on the 4th of July, mate, or the 3rd
Yeah,
for the
bro,
weigh-in. Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget this gala event happens on July the 4th at the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas. My name is Jimmy Shannon, and you've just watched the Sledgehammer Fight Show.